Welcome to the training video for running sound. This is the soundboard here, and so whether you have been running sound for a while and just need a refresher, or are going to be running sound for the first time, hopefully there will be something in this video that will be helpful to you. This is going to be a pretty basic video of just really how the board itself works, and so we're not going to go super deep into adjusting levels and stuff, but we're just going to kind of go through how the board itself is set up and how it works. And so to start off, you can see over here we've got four buttons. And the first button says inputs 1 through 16. So this is a 32 channel board, which means we have 32 channels. And so when this button is pushed, it means that we are seeing in this section right here, we are seeing channels 1 through 16. And so you can see channel 1, and this first group is all drums. And then we get to channel 9. We're starting to see some other instruments: bass, acoustic, electric, so forth and so on. But it only goes through channel 16. If we want to see channels 17 through 32, we have to go over here and press this button. And now we have channels 17 through 32. And you can see these are mics. And then the iPad, and then more mics like the wireless that Tony uses, for example, and then the handheld, and then the last two channels, 31 and 32, are the Mac, the computer. And so most of your time, what you're gonna spend is going to be with these two buttons, jumping back and forth, so you can run sound for the channels 1 through 16 and 17 through 32. And so you can see each one has a mute button. So anything that you're going to want to use, make sure the mute button is not lit up, and you just push it to unmute it. So soundboards used to have like a million knobs. If you've ever seen an old analog board that just looked like it had just knobs everywhere, the reason for that is because there was a knob for controlling everything that every individual channel did. But we don't have to do that anymore. So these knobs up here are the knobs that control every channel, and then all you do is go here and select the one that you want to use. And so if you selected, for example, this red mic that's right now programmed for Lisa, you selected that. So if you go up here, adjusting these buttons would adjust that mic, because that's what's selected. And if you wanted to select a different thing to edit, you would go and select it, and these knobs would then adjust that. Honestly, I know this is kind of intimidating, and you shouldn't have to do a ton of stuff up here, because this stuff, I mean, once we get dialed in, it doesn't change a whole lot. And so there is always a ton that you can learn how to do up here, but really for the purpose of this video, just kind of getting started, all you need to know how to do is mute and unmute everything. And then these, we call them faders, is just how you control the volume of something: turn it up, turn it down. And so if you can unmute things and control the volume and get a mix that sounds decent, running sound is really subjective. If it sounds good to you, that's really all you can do. And if you can do that, then you're well on your way to being able to run sound. Obviously, there's a lot more that you can always learn. Anything you're doing, there's always more you can learn. But to be functional, you basically just have to know how to mute and unmute things and adjust the volume. So you can see these are the channels, 1 through 16 and 17 through 32. If we go over here, the next button down, the third one, is the auxiliary channels. And right now we don't really have much of anything. We've got a DVD player that's not even hooked up anymore, and a CD player that I'm not even sure works. we don't really do much with that anymore. And so the AUX stuff, you shouldn't really have to use much. And then the fourth button is the bus masters for the bus sends, which we'll get to what that is in a minute. But mostly over here, again, 1 through 16 and 17 through 32, that's pretty much where you're going to spend the majority every time. Now you may have noticed that over here to the right, there's another section of controls and 4 more buttons. And so basically what we have here, the first button you can see is DCA groups, and basically all that means is if you want to be able to control more than one channel at once. Let's say you want to be able to turn all of the backup vocals up at once. You can put things in groups so that this is kind of like a master control that will control all of those things. So you can see we've got backing vocals and lead vocals and guitars, and the way that you set what's going to be in each group is you just select the group that you want to put stuff in. So we'll do backing vocals, and you hold it. And you can see over here, the ones that are lit up are the ones that are in that group. And you can just push them to turn it on or push them to turn it off. And then when you let go of this group, it won't be adding anymore. And now this fader will control the volume for everything that you just put in that group. And so these are DCA groups. The next two are the bus sends. So we've got bus sends 1 through 8 and bus sends 9 through 16. Now bus sends, basically, I mean, think about what a bus is. A bus is something that takes a group of people to a specific location, and that's really what the bus here is as well. It's taking groups of channels or something and saying we're going to send you here. And so if we click on these, the first 4 bus sends, as you can see, are for stage monitors. Now for second service, you shouldn't have to do this a lot because we have in-ear monitors now. But if you're running sound for first service, or if for some reason we're having to use stage monitors, it's a good idea to know how to do this. And so let's say that you're running sound, we're using stage monitors, and somebody says, I've got monitor A, which you can see this bus number 1 is monitor A in the front. I've got monitor A and I need more piano. So how do you give monitor A more piano? And what you do is you go to this button that says fader flip or sends on fader, and you push it, and then it starts blinking. And basically what is going on now while that is blinking is that everything over here in the channels, this is now showing you how much everything is turned up in just that monitor. And so if we go to where the piano is, we can see that the piano is muted in that channel, which explains why the person can't hear it. And so you unmute it, and now they should have piano in that channel. And so anything that you turn up or turn down or mute or unmute while you're on sends on fader is just controlling what's going to that specific bus, which in this case is monitor A. Now, it's one of the reasons I think they made this so that it blinks like that. It's very important that you remember when you're done to turn that off, so you go back to mixing the regular board, because if you forget and try and make changes to the room but that's still on, I mean, you'll just be making changes to monitor A or to whatever bus is selected. So we've got monitor A, monitor B, monitor C, and monitor D. Right now, monitor A and monitor C are really the only ones we use, but we do have the capability of all 4. And then we've got the hearing aids that sends to this headset over here, and so you can control what's being sent to the hearing aid thing here the same way as the monitors. Select it and sends on fader. So the next group of bus sends, 9 through 16, there's a very important bus send here, and that is bus 11 and 12 is the live stream, and they're synced. So anything you do to one you do to the other. This is where everything that we are sending to the live stream, that we are sending off to the Mac to be sent to the live stream. This is kind of the second service that you're mixing. You're mixing what's happening in the room, and you're also mixing what's going to the live stream. And so you adjust this the same way that you do the other bus sends. You select either one of them, because anything you do to one you do to the other, and hit sends on fader, and now the volume controls and stuff that you're doing is what you're sending to the live stream. And you can hit, if you want to hear what the live stream sounds like, you can hit solo and then listen in these headphones. And they're noise canceling headphones, so it's the best you can do. You'll never be able to unhear what's going on in the room, but if you listen to those headphones, it'll give you a rough idea of what it's sounding like in the live mix. And it's a good idea throughout the service to just put those on and give a check and make sure that the live stream is continuing to sound like what you want it to sound. It's a good idea to make sure throughout the service, even if it's just sends on fader, like when the music gets done and the communion person's talking at the podium, maybe make sure that the podium's on in the live stream, so forth and so on. So these buses 11 and 12 are very important because they are what everyone is hearing at home. And so it's a good idea every night to constantly be checking to hear what that is sounding like. So over here you've got just the main volume, which we usually keep around 0. And there are all kinds of fancy stuff over there, but we're not really going to worry about any of that right now. So basically, in order to run sound, what you have to know is just these are where the channels are. You mute them and adjust the volume with the faders. You can control the volume with the groups, and you can control what's going to the monitors or the live stream with the sends on fader button. If you need to switch, so one of the nice things or one of the things that's cool about digital boards is we can save scenes, so that we can save what we're gonna have set up for first service, and then also save what we're gonna have set up for second service, and we can switch between the two. And so the way to do this, if you go over here to the top where it says show control, and you hit view. And if you go over to the screen, now that you've hit view, you can see we've got some services, and right now you can see first service and second service. And so if we want first service, so we'll scroll up to first service and hit go, and then this arrow to confirm. So now we're on first service, and if we go over to the mics, you can see we've got Brian and Audrey, because they're who sang the last time we had a first service. But if we don't want first service, maybe it's time for second service now. So we go back over here and do the same thing, scroll down to second service and hit go and hit the arrow. And now our mics show Lisa and Brian and Russell, and now we've got the second service set up. And so this show control over here is how you get to that, and then you just pick which scene you want. Always want to make sure you can see it right up here on the top. Second service, you always want to make sure that it's set on the scene for the service you're doing, first service or second service. I try and have it set before you come, but I have been known to forget, and if you're on the wrong scene, you're gonna probably try and do something that's not gonna work. So always make sure you're on the right scene. I think for now, this is all we're going to do. So this is video number 1 for running sound. Thanks for watching.